Welcome to another episode of Money Motivations with Meltrice. Sit back, relax, and get ready to be inspired, empowered, motivated, educated, and transformed, and most importantly, blown away by my new guest, Pastor Stacy Ward-Braxton. Some call her First Lady, I call her friend, some call her mother, some call her sister, but she is the most amazing woman that I know. Thank you for sitting with me today. Thank you for being here. Good morning.
Good morning. It's a pleasure.
It's a pleasure. I'm diving right in.
Yeah, let's do it.
Because you know, you and I have had some really deep conversations.
Absolutely.
And a lot of times when I bring experts to the podcast, we talk about things that they are expert in. And we will get to that. But because we've had so many deep conversations about money and your authenticity around your struggles and your transparency around that, and I know that you are willing to share your story, and I just believe that sometimes when we don't share our stories, we don't help people that are in the struggle. So I want to get down to it. One of the things you said recently at the conference that was what we unpacked is when, who was it who asked you, Arkina. Arkina, who we bring to the conference, who is the investment guru, getting us all ready for not just retirement, but to live our fabulous, wealthy life. And you told her you were ready. And she said, all right, when it was time to exchange numbers so she can call you, you said something that was so funny. You was like, a little bubble came over your head and was like, give her the wrong number. Give her the wrong number.
That's it.
Tell me where that feeling of fear comes from. Tell us about your money journey and where you are today.
Yes. So can I back up just a little bit to take us back to the moment of the conference where we were having an amazing moment. I was on a high because we had gotten just so much information. And this year's conference was different, I think, from the previous couple years. And so I just felt like this time, because of the content, the speakers, the intentionality that went into the Money Makeover conference, literally I had a moment where I knew I was like, I'm ready. So I went up to, I think it was, I was talking with Alexis, I was talking with Arkina and Natasha, and we were having this conversation. I said, I'm going to say this in front of all of you to have accountability. And I said, and so I'm intentionally saying this so that this time next year, all of you can ask me about where I am.
Oh,
and
you
I was for real.
That
like it was in my heart, it was in my gut, like it was in my bones, like it was in there. And that was different from previous years where I said, oh yeah, I'm gonna do it, and was pumped up. This was, I think, because the intentionality behind the mindset and also the psychological piece that really went into a lot of the speakers that you had at the conference this time. They talked about even the DNA, the trauma of money, and all of those things that were broken down. And so I'm talking with them, and I said, I'm ready. This is it. This is the year. And then to kind of speed to the chase, Arkina was looking and she was nodding, and Natasha was smiling, and Alexis was like, okay. And Arkina said, okay, well, one of the misconceptions is that people have to have it all together.
Oh, that's a big misconception.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I said, well, you're right. And I said, and so I'm going to call you, Arkina, once I get everything all set up. And she was like, but that's the mistake.
Right.
She said, we do it all. That's you call me now. And so one, there was an awareness of I had missed out on opportunities before when we had been in her presence through some of the sessions that I had gone to 2 years before.
Yeah.
But then also in some other sessions, and I was just kind of confused. So she was like, just give me your number. Literally before the bubble, even as I'm talking with you about it right now, I actually can feel my heart beating faster.
There is a physiological reaction.
That response, this reaction, and I was like, oh my God, I'm getting stressed out, and my heart was like boom, 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 and then the bubble popped up, and it was like, give her the wrong number, and it was like, get free, break free, and I was like, that's so stupid. Like, why did that even pop up?
Where's that trauma coming from?
And that was it.
Fear.
And what I started to dig into, so this is the thing. And so let me even go to this before I answer the question. What I dug into, I took some time after the conference, because here is the challenge. After we go to conferences, after we attend all of these wonderful things to make ourselves better, we never take the time to sit down
and strategize around that.
It. And even before the strategy, reflect.
That's
because
great.
reflection is such a large part of changing behavior, because we can't change behavior because we don't have an awareness. So reflection is the thing that actually brings us into greater awareness.
And it's kind of like the conversation we had the day after, which was amazing. We had breakfast after the conference, and it was emotional.
Oh my God.
Because of the reflection from everything that we had learned over the weekend.
Absolutely. And now I can get to answer the question. And after reflecting on it, and we were having this conversation, digging into the trauma behind the mindset and how I grew up. We grew up really poor. But when you grow up like that, you don't know that.
You don't know you're that
You
poor.
have no idea. And the truth of the matter is digging into it, because I had a moment to reflect and sit in quietness. It was almost as if I had this divine encounter in this moment.
Wow.
I was looking at my notes. I was reviewing the information and the speakers, and I loved Danielle Goggins, I think it was, that talked about Marge
and amygdala.
And so I
your
named
prefrontal
amygdala
cortex.
Amy. Yes.
I'm never going to forget that lesson.
Never. And Marge going back into those files, because she's been at the company all along, right?
Marge is the one everybody need, but everybody hate.
That's it,
Marge.
right?
Yes.
So I'm thinking about it, and I have this moment where I see my mother in the kitchen of our old home. And I see her, I have this vision of her sifting through and sorting through the bills. And it's no secret, and so I'm not telling other people's testimony, because people know a lot about my life. I am an ACOA, an adult child of an alcoholic.
Got that in common.
So right, and so when you dig into really the psychology of that and all of the things that come with that, it is so deep. But I get this vision, and I see my mom sorting through everything, and I have this moment where I realize we were never homeless, because even after money was blown away, my mother, we say it all the time, it's so cliche, but it is so true. My mother could make $1 out of 15 cents.
I say that about my mother all the
right?
time. Yeah.
So we had these moments where we judge our parents, and we have all these vows that we make because of the judgments that we've had on our parents, right? I'll never be like her. I'll never. And me and my mom have gone through a lot of these conversations in our healing journey. But this was just a different moment where I realized, like, oh my God, we were never homeless because my mother made a way when there was no way, right?
Wow.
Ultimately, God, of course, but she was the one who did all these things. And I got to this place where I realized this thing came about because I embody a lot of the characteristics of my dad.
Oh, wow.
So my mother was the person who was always good with money. And this is no indictment on him. This is just the truth. I think some of the times we get stuck and we can't get to a place of freedom and healing because we were told what goes on in this house
stays in this house.
That's right.
So we don't want to be offensive and we don't want to air our dirty laundry, but we can't get healed because it's stuffed all down there.
Listen,
we can't get it out.
Say it loud for the people in the back. And this is what we do.
Yes.
And getting set free and knowing, like, I love my dad. There's no condemnation in that. My truth is that as an adult child of an alcoholic and substance abuse, there were these characteristics that came with that. So here's the reality. No, I don't have addiction to substances, but I got addictions to shopping.
Wow.
I have addictions to spending money and silencing emotions through spending money and misuse of money.
That's deep.
Right?
That's deep.
So you talk about this bubble. The bubble was like, are you really so?
Because you can't spend money if you say you're ready and you're gonna go down this journey and you've declared it out loud and you have all of these people that are gonna hold you accountable, then how am I gonna feed my addiction?
That's it. Like, and I feel it as we even talk. I feel it here and here. It's like this is the truth, and when we uncover truth, we let light into dark places.
Ooh.
right? And that lightness, I know.
You
Yes,
ate that.
that's one of
You
those.
ate
Yes.
that. Figuring it out. Somebody gonna write me and say I didn't do it right.
Oh my, that's okay. That's all right. The intent is there.
The intent is there. Yes. No.
And so letting light into that, that's in that moment, Arkina was like, yeah, we're going to shine light on this. What's your number? And I smiled and I was like, oh my God. I was like, I need to release this because I need to give her my real telephone number. So I let out in that moment.
The fact that you were thinking about
it was
I still laugh every time we talk about that. The fact that that was your immediate reaction because of that money trauma. Not just money trauma, the trauma. Yes. We don't even realize that it's not just money, our money story. It's trauma. That's why I asked Habiba to come and teach this year about trauma and really overcoming that trauma.
Absolutely.
Because that trauma keeps us stuck in that story that keeps us victimized.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the one. So with this conference this year, like that's what I mean when I say this one was different. Like the other ones, they were great and they gave us foundational information about money. But the truth is Meltrice, you dug into a place and you dug into this piece that deals with our psyche, that really gets to this financial trauma that if we don't deal with, we will never be able to build wealth for generations.
Yeah. I mean, we look wealthy.
Yeah.
We will look wealthy.
Oh, I know how to do that
folks,
well.
We know how to look wealthy.
Can do it well.
I talk about my story, my journey all of the time because the moment you walk in, the first thing people see is what you wear, particularly in our community. And in our community, our external is what dictates our wealth, not what's happening inside.
Absolutely.
And so we look well. I say some of us are more concerned about the perception of wealth than actualization of wealth, right? Acquiring wealth. And so we look well. But I love that story about, and then that morning when we had breakfast, you and I both was like kind of, as we were reflecting, having moments where we were like just crying because it was an awakening, like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's why this is like that.
Yes.
That's why, and like you said, no condemnation to our parents because we all do the best we can with what we have at the time.
Absolutely.
And so I never, frown or anything like that, but it created who I am today.
Absolutely.
And some of the obstacles that I have to overcome today. And I have, even now, I have a fear of not having.
Yeah.
And so out of that fear, I became a workaholic. And so oftentimes when I get to the point where I'm like, want to judge my mom with struggling with alcoholism, I'm like, your struggle is just different.
Yes.
Right? Your struggle is different. I can work until my eyes are like, my body is shutting down.
You too?
Yeah, yeah. So we have these other addictions.
Yes.
So you said something. You said because this was your third year coming to the conference, right?
Yes.
So we getting ready for year 5. Oh, not only was it your third year, but you were so instrumental in helping execute the conference. So thank you. I talk about me and my team having late nights or overnighters. You were right there with us, and that I don't take that for granted. Yeah. I really appreciate all of that sacrifice to make the conference what it was. But you said this year, you said, I'm ready.
Yeah.
What happened?
Sitting in my stuff, walking the journey, never giving up. So this is what I would say to people who may come to the conference one time or twice and say, I've done that already. This is the lesson that I got this year. Yes, we did get it, but what I do appreciate and value is that you and your team are so intentional about what needs to happen next. So it's a progression. It's not a one and done.
Right.
What I will honor in myself is coming to the conference for the third year and not saying, I got what I needed to get. And I'm going to, I was coming, of course, to support my sister.
Yes.
That's one. And I was coming for me.
Yeah.
And I set the intention in the beginning. Yes, I am going to support my sister. I'm going to be there 10 toes down. And I am going to be intentional about what is it that I need to get this year? Because here's the mistake I think that we make a lot of times when we go to things is that I think sometimes, and I'm not trying to push judgment off on other people, I do want to challenge us to think better, to think deeper, so that we can change our behaviors, because this is a community and we can't do anything alone without our community. And I challenge us to, I always say, you know, and being parts of boards and things, we would often tell people, like, you only get out of something what you put
into it.
Right?
Absolutely.
Oftentimes people will come to church looking for things that they're not willing to give themselves.
Oh, that's good.
Right? So I think sometimes we can come to a conference looking for things that we're not willing to give.
I love that. I feel like that in certain relationships too. People expect more from you than they expect for themselves, from themselves, or that they're willing to give. And that's really important. That self-reflection is really important. Like I was talking to a girlfriend recently, and I'm like, we were talking about she's dating now, and I'm like, let's write down your must-haves, because you know me, my teacher hat, come on. Let's write down your must-haves. Let's write down your deal breakers. Let's write down, you know, your standards. But what I told her, I said, when you look at it, make sure you measure up to it.
That's good.
Because sometimes we want so much from our spouses, we can't even produce what we're asking for. So that's real good. We want more than what we're willing to. We want more from others than what we're really. And that reminds me of because right before the conference, like most people were like, "Are you crazy? You're going to the Sarah Jakes conference?" Absolutely. Because I realize the best investment that I'm going to make is an investment in myself.
Amen.
And I am going to take the time to develop myself. And I recognize that I can't do it myself.
That is
so I have to put myself in situations where I can be stretched, where I can be challenged, where my mind can be expanded. So I went to the Sarah Jakes conference right before my conference. You remember that? And I prayed all the way there. I prayed all while I was there, because I said, God, please don't let me go home the same. Please don't let me go home the same. So it just speaks to what you were saying in terms of you wanted something out of it. You went with intention to get something out of it. And I'm going to go to, this is my third year going to Sarah Jakes conference, and guess where I'll be next year? At Sarah Jakes conference. So when people think you arrived, I don't think that you ever arrive.
No.
The journey continues until you're in the grave.
Absolutely.
The journey continues if you want to continue to elevate it and be better, because there's no such thing as perfection. So on your journey to getting better, you just have to keep going. But one of the things God said to me in the shower, which is interesting because he always meet me there in the shower.
Me too.
He said, are you going to leave with the same people you came with?
Okay.
And I was at the conference and I kept sitting with the people I came with.
Okay.
I didn't meet anybody else. I didn't open up my world to anything or anybody else.
Wow.
So I was like, okay, God. Because oftentimes we sit at these conferences and you sit with the same people you came with.
That's
you
right.
don't. And the magic of the conference, the magic of going to any conference where you're going to learn is really outside of the sessions.
Yeah.
Right? Because we can learn all the stuff.
That's right.
Like we learn the stuff every year.
That's right.
But your network is your network of your sister girls are going to be like, Stace.
Yes.
Remember last year you said you were going to do this?
Yep, that's right.
So you declared out loud,
Yeah.
this is what I'm going to do. Hold me accountable.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tell me more about that.
I want to tap into that too, because you talked about just even the magic happening outside of the session. So I think one of the things that we have to hold on to, or maybe have an awareness about, is humility, clarity, and grace. And so what I mean by that is, so when we come to conferences like the Money Makeover or the Sarah Jakes conference, We Evolve, or wherever it is that we go, we can go, but I think that there are some questions we have to ask ourselves about humility. So do we think that we're too good to reach out to people to connect? Are we afraid? So it could be on either end of the spectrum. I don't need to connect with them because I know all I need to know. There is always something that we can glean from someone else if only we are willing to learn. I always say the teacher appears when the student is ready to learn.
Oh, that's good.
And that's been a life lesson for me, right?
Yeah.
Like, there have been so many opportunities. I've heard women talk about, well, I want women to be there for me, or I wish that I had mentors, or nobody ever does that for me. And what I've learned through my inner healing journey is that there were always people that were there. If only I had had enough humility to receive it.
Oh, that's real good.
And so when we
That's
go to
real
conferences like this, I think those are the things and the opportunities that we can miss out on because of either fear or having so much arrogance.
Ooh.
Right? And so really tapping into, again, being intentional. And so to answer the question about what made the difference was, it was a readiness factor. I think in previous years I was overcoming trauma. I think that there is this space that you can go to hibernate, that you do need to have some time where you're recalibrating, you're healing and doing some things. And if I had to assess myself, maybe that was some of it. I'm really digging into this even more to figure it out. And the readiness factor had to do with it's time. There comes this moment where you know, like, it's time for that, right? And so that is the answer to the question. It was the content, the curriculum that was intentionally put together, right? And also knowing that there was going to be more and hanging in there with the journey of it's not one and done. This is a continuum. It's almost like you had the first year, maybe 098. The second year was 101. Third year was 201. It's like those college courses.
Yeah.
And so that's what the conference, I see it as a continuum, right?
Yeah.
So I'm really looking forward to year 5. And and I just forgot the other question that you asked me because I wanted to make sure I answered that.
No, that was good.
Yeah.
I love the continuum and the fact that we have so many sessions to choose from. There's no way you can eat it all.
Oh my God.
It's
But that was
too
the
much.
bonus.
Yeah.
So people can say, like, it was just too much. Well, that's the great thing, right?
Like you don't know what to choose.
Right. Like there were so many sessions I wanted to come to. The fact that the offerings were so rich that it was hard.
Yeah.
It was hard.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, for the sessions that we missed or we wanted to go to, one of the things that I was telling somebody before as it relates to the conference was, don't underestimate the power of that book that you spent all this money on, and not to be on this high
That's a
horse
great
or
point.
ride it. But I'm really being serious about, like, we don't utilize our resources enough.
Yeah.
Like, we sometimes will judge and be like, I don't have this, but we just haven't thought enough about it. So taking the book from the conference, I could feast off of that book for an entire year.
Oh my God, all the great facilitators in there.
I missed this session.
Doing amazing
Maybe
things.
I could ask somebody to connect me with this sister because I missed her session to get the information that she had when she gave that because I went to this session.
That's
like, we got to be
being ready.
creative.
That's being ready and that's being intentional.
Yeah.
So let's unpack that. You said there was a readiness.
Yes.
Ready for what? What are you ready for in this season?
Ooh, ready to get out of my way.
Ooh.
Ready to get out of debt. I am a hot mess.
A beautiful hot mess.
Thank you.
A beautiful.
But we
and let's
mastered
just be
that.
clear. I always like to separate your finances from your worth.
Yes.
They're two different things, and some of us have them intertwined.
Absolutely.
They are totally different.
Yes, they are. That's
Yeah.
a good distinction.
Yes.
And this is the reality. And I think, so one of the things, and this is like even with the church, I think that historically, from what has been handed down, when we look at the works of like a Dr. Joy DeGruy and post-traumatic slave syndrome and the things that we've come with, right? Again, no condemnation, but we got to go back to look at like how we got here.
Oh, yeah.
And when I look at that, I'm not willing to dial it up, bling it out, and dress it up, right? All the time. Because the truth is that in some ways, some of those reasons are how we got here. Because we wanted to put on a facade or make it look like something that it wasn't. And again, we got to put some light in these dark spaces. I'm a hot mess when it comes to my finances. But you're going to help me with that.
I am.
And Arkina is going to help me with that.
Oh, and I'm a hot mess when it comes to healing and
No.
being I would say avoiding dealing with things that are causing me issues in my adult life and in my marriage. And there, I say this, I forgot who I was talking to, but she was saying something about I'm really not that good in this area, so I'm embarrassed. So we think we have to get it together first.
Yeah. Oh, God.
First of all, if you can get it together without an expert or without a coach or
Yeah.
without an accountability partner, it would have been done by now.
Yeah.
Right? But I got to get it together first, and then I have to come to you. I'm like that. Well, like we talked about,
Yes.
that's not going to happen.
No.
But just because I'm good in this area doesn't make me good in every other area.
That's right.
So the area that you're good in,
Yeah.
I need you.
Right.
We need each other.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
If we put us all together, we're going to have a whole
Yes.
healthy, successful, financially
Yeah.
rich, wealthy person. But at the end of the day, we all have a journey
Yeah.
to go on where
Yeah.
we may have some challenges that we
Yeah.
need another sister or another brother to help us overcome.
Yep.
So walk in that humility.
That's
I
it.
may not have it all together in
That's
every
it.
area.
That's it.
This is the area that I'm really good at. These are the areas that I need help in, and
Yeah.
that's okay.
It's okay, and it's the
that's-
combination of those
yeah.
factors. So my readiness is, often we'll say is people won't be ready until they hit rock bottom, and I think, and when you also get sick and tired of being sick and tired,
Yeah.
I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired, and it's like, and the realization, like, I can't figure this out all by myself. And I think that sometimes I think it's a balance, because people will often say you have all the answers that you need inside of you. I think it's not either or, but both and.
And I think when they say that, they're meaning like if you dive into all of the resources that God connected to you to.
That's so good.
Right? So it's not necessarily you have the answers, but if you dive into who you know
Yes.
and who you know, who
Yes.
they know,
Yeah, and putting pride aside.
and
Because
put that pride aside.
Because
Pride comes
I'm
before the fall.
terrified. I'm like, Meltrice gonna know all my business. Like, we friends and all, but I don't know if I want to know all my dirt.
You know all my,
Right, I
my
know.
business. My most intimate business.
But
When I'm
that's
like,
the area.
I'm about to kill him. You're like, Meltrice, what I need you to think about is, I'm like, no, because I want to kill him, right? And that's, when you like it or love it, when you have some type of public image,
Yeah.
you think that people want you to be perfect. But what I'm learning is that people want you to just be relatable.
That's good.
And so when you're sitting there and you're being transparent and you're being authentic and you're telling your stories of failure and triumph, like that resonates with people.
Yeah.
And it makes you more of a magnet than if I'm so hoity-toity, I don't have
my
issues.
goodness.
I have the perfect marriage.
Stop.
And me and my husband don't argue.
Cut it
And
out.
by the way, all of our finances are amazing.
Nope.
Like, nope, that's not my story.
No.
Listen, I had my never again moment, which took me on my financial journey. And so when I work with women, when I coach women, I tell them all the time, like, I don't have it together. I'm on a journey.
Yes.
And I will be on this journey.
Yes.
But what I'm here to do is to help you avoid the pitfalls that I've already
Yes.
encountered.
Absolutely.
What I want to do is teach you the things that I'm learning that have been intentionally kept from us.
I'm ready.
Right? And so what you said is like, some of that trauma, like we don't realize that we're only a few hundred years from slavery, a few generations away, right?
Absolutely.
So we do have a lot of things to overcome, and sometimes you definitely just need somebody journeying with you on that.
Absolutely.
And that's all.
And ready to receive it.
And
I'm ready to receive it.
and ready to be
Right?
accountable.
Yeah.
And ready to be
and
accountable.
also not be embarrassed about it.
Yeah.
It's continuing to push it aside, because the reality is you understand, like, I've just been groping around in the dark. Like, I can figure this out.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, girl, open your eyes. You don't have to close them.
Yeah.
And so it's that readiness of, I'm ready.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that. I'm ready. I'm ready to journey with you. I love you. But okay, let's get back on script. I needed to get so, Pastor, I said this. You're a pastor.
Yes.
You're a first lady, and I know you've grappled.
You're the only person I let call me that. Because I love, you softened me in that.
It's
I
a
got my
role that you
issues.
play.
It is. Yeah,
It's a role that you play, right?
Yeah, I got my issues still.
Pastor, let me say it again. First lady, you're a mother, you're a friend,
Yes.
you're a grandmother,
Yes.
you're an entrepreneur.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell us about the woman behind the story. One of the things you say to me very authentically is like, you made mistakes as a mother. And I think we all did.
Okay,
But
yeah.
tell us about the woman behind all of those titles.
Ooh, human, creative. At the heart of who I am in so many ways. I'm just like all the other many beautiful shades and shapes of women. And in so many ways, I'm extraordinary.
You are.
It's both and.
Yeah.
Thank you. So are you. And so at the heart of who I am, I'm human. I'm a lover of God. I love the Lord.
Oh, me too.
I have to have an anchor. I love
something bigger than myself.
I'm telling you, there is something in me that gets set on fire when I hear people saying, because I heard you say it when you were speaking at the PNC Fairfax Connection. You said, unapologetically, because of how much God has done for you.
And that don't mean I'm perfect. I make mistakes.
And me too.
A lot.
But I love that when you say unapologetically, because I think in the world that we live in, we respect everyone's experience. And I think sometimes in the Christian faith, people can say, well, it's to this or this to that. But I think that we all have to be open to honor everyone's experience. And that means ours too.
Yeah.
Right? And I do really believe in that. In this world that's so filled with hate, we have to honor. We're all human. And if we can get back to that humanity, and so that's why I led with I'm human, because we forget to see the humanity in people. We forget that people are people, that they need grace. And the measure in which I give it to you is going to be the measure in which I receive it. I need so much grace.
Right. I need grace every day. I'm like,
Every day, every moment.
Every second.
Because I'm human. So even when people come to church, I'm like, if you join this church wanting me to be perfect, you probably need to go to another place.
Right.
Because I'm a mess
you probably
up.
won't find the place.
You're right.
And
know?
if it was perfect before you walked in, as soon as you walk in, it's no longer perfect.
That's it, right? I'm a mess up though, but that's what relationship is for, and communicating. And so I'm a human. I'm a lover of the Lord. I am a creative. That's the one that makes me smile.
Those beautiful earrings you made.
Yes, thank you.
I've been to a reason to play. I can't wait to talk about it. But
yes. And so I have learned, and so behind the titles and all of that stuff is great. My therapist once told me when we were doing some really hard work some years back, she said,
Is that the one you just sent me her information?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm gonna call her on Monday.
This is my most recent therapist.
Okay.
Yes, because I probably switch about every 4 or 5 years.
Okay.
Because we end up getting so close, it's ridiculous. And then you need a shift in perspectives and some things. And so one of the things that she said to me, she said, I want you to make a list of who you are. It was a trick, by the way. And so I made this list of all of the things of who I am and who I thought I was. And so when we were in the next session, she looked at the list and she said, now I want you to remove all of the things that you put on this paper that's attached to a responsibility with others.
Ooh.
There was nothing.
There's nothing left
on that list that I had that wasn't attached. So it was wrapped up in these titles and these things that was based on the value of myself based on who I was to other people. When I tell you that was so eye-opening to me, and so that's the other reason that I lead with I'm human. I'm a creative. I'm a lover of the Lord, because those aren't things that aren't necessarily attached to my sense of self wrapped up in what I do for other people.
Oh, that's real good.
That was a long process.
That had to be some work.
Oh God, like when and I got free, but let me tell you, it was hard. And cause she was relentless. Like I was like, oh, I hate her. And it was days I was like, I will pay the $50 for missing a session because I don't feel like being with her. Like that was so hard to be.
That's the fear.
It was the fear and to show up.
Yeah.
Like making the decision to show up.
Yeah.
Because I knew, I was like, I was not ready to answer some of those questions, but I did.
Yeah, you had to face it.
I did. And the anxiety that came along with it, and her just saying, breathe. Stacy, just breathe. Yeah. It's okay. Like, I'm not going to hurt you. I'm not going to harm you. But we're going to answer these questions today.
But what they say, if you can face it, you can fix it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so
you have to face it. My daughter often says some people would rather break the mirror than to look in it.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, but that's what we have to do to get healed. I mean, we're operating from such a place of pain.
Yes. And I was. Like I had done some work, but I didn't realize that there was even that layer of work to be done. And that broke me all the way down. And I'm so glad that she did. I'm so glad that she had the courage to do it.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you said I'm human.
Yes.
All right. So you said something. You said I'm also a creative.
Oh, yes.
And out of that creativity was born the Significance Group and A Reason to Play.
Yes.
So what inspired this unique fusion of creativity and leadership and wellness?
It was actually the pandemic, us getting shut down. And prior to that, I think it's a fusion of all these things. So before that, a lot of pain. Getting to that place of like life is just painful. And it wasn't that I wanted to commit suicide. I remember what that felt like from being a teenager. It wasn't that. It was the woes that we go through and all the trials and tribulations of life as a woman. Go to work, come home, make the beds, make lunch, get the kids to school, go to church. And I was literally like, I hate church. Is this all there is to life? And I remember confessing that to my husband, and I didn't know if I should be pissed at him or if I should thank him, because when I was like, I need to release this, I was like, I hate church. And he was like, you know what? Good for you for confessing it. You're going to get through this. And you know, all pastors, pretty much a lot of them go through this. And I was like, is he serious right now? Like, he ain't got no condemnation, nor do he have any. And he walked away. He was like, good for you for releasing it. It's going to be okay. And he walked away.
Because he knew you had a calling on your life.
I was like, is he
you
serious?
Can hate it, but you can't turn your back on it.
But you know how sometimes I think I didn't realize that I was like, I wanted condemnation. I was like, he not going to tell me, shame on you. You should do. He was like, good for you. You let that out. I was like, is this dude really, is he serious? Like, he had no like affirmation, no words of affirmation, no words of condemnation. He wasn't giving me anything.
Wow.
He was like, you're going to work that out with God. Sometimes that's the best thing we can do for people, is to let them sit in their stuff. And I was just in so much agony, just fed up with life, faith, religion. And I was like, and I think that God also, in this amazing way, he gives us that thing that when we're like, there has to be more than this. I believe that comes from God.
Oh, yeah.
Because he wants us to search for the more.
The more.
And I got to the more out of desperation and being just fed up. And what I got to was this amazing gift of creativity that I let die because it was too expensive in my life to use this whole piece of creativity to live. It was too expensive for me to have that, because when, you know, we grew up in these black households where your mama say, girl, don't nobody black be no artist.
Right.
You can't do that. That's not going to make no money. Go get a real job.
Right, exactly.
And I remember that and putting it away because we start to get older. And then going back to the whole pathology, we got to examine our pathologies of this adult child of an alcoholic. I had to grow up really quickly at some point.
Oh, yeah.
So I put imagination, creativity away because there was this piece where I had to make sure everybody in the house was happy.
Got my heart pumping on that one.
Right? These are real things. And I had to make sure we're good at reading faces. I got good at making sure I scanned the room to look, is everybody happy? We get good at being hypersensitive to who's unhappy, because we can adjust and adapt our behaviors to make sure that other people are happy and breaking that down. Yep. And so once I really broke down all of that and understanding that there was this place in creativity that I got to, I was so miserable. And just, oh God, I was just so miserable. I got to this place and God brought me this amazing gift of resin. And I would just stir it and God was in the resin. And I could see him as I mixed these two chemicals together and put this thing called mica powders in it and mix it. And people were like, that girl done gone crazy. Until they did it. And then when they did it,
it's therapeutic.
They were like, girl, I'm sorry I talked about you.
Right.
This, like what you say, like, okay, I see Jesus might be in this resin or whatever you need it to be.
Yeah.
And so that brought healing. I lost time. But that's where God brought reconciliation, was through this beautiful gift. And then he just blossomed and let this whole piece of creativity just flow out of me. The pandemic happened and everything got put on hold. And through the world opening back up, I was able to merge this whole piece of my OD, organizational development background, with this artistic, creative means, and bringing them together and understanding that it was play in its purest form, and that when we play, it recalibrates. It brings healing. It's not just this frivolous thing that we think is not needed. it is this thing that revitalizes us and brings us back, and in a lot of ways connects us with the Creator.
It does.
Yeah.
I never heard you say it that way, but it absolutely does. One of my spirit show leaders told me that she wants me to make time to play.
I love it.
Every day.
Yes.
She said you can give yourself 30 minutes to play every day.
Yes.
And when I said my heart was fluttering, it was fluttering because I never connected the dots between the fact that I don't play or I don't feel like I have time to play because I'm doing all the stuff to take care of all of the people because I had to grow up so fast.
Yes.
So she was like, you need play.
Yeah.
So when I came to your studio, it was so therapeutic. First of all, it was so welcoming.
Thank you.
So welcoming and so peaceful and so therapeutic. It was so amazing.
Thank you.
And I love how you did put the organizational development piece because I'm excited about my team coming there and us doing some team building and all of that's really important.
Yes.
You have to work hard. You have to play hard
Absolutely.
too, so you can be your best self.
Yes.
So that is so amazing. So we're gonna wrap this up.
Okay.
I could keep talking to you forever.
Oh, forever.
We always talk forever.
know.
Like, oh my God.
It's never enough
It's
time.
never enough time. But I kind of got off script, I'm going to wrap it up, and I'm going to say this to the woman, to the person who is struggling to, one, just examine, or like you said, reflect and start the process or start the journey. What type of advice would you leave for that person?
Strip it. Just no matter how afraid you are, how petrified you are, just strip all the layers off. And I think the wisdom in stripping it also comes in knowing who is safe to strip it away with, because we can't do it with everyone. And that's just wisdom.
That's a good point.
Because people will take advantage and some other stuff. But we have to discern, be discerning, and know who we're safe to strip things away with. But then in another way, also be very relentless about not keeping up these walls. Just strip away all of the walls, all the pretense, everything that is keeping us bound. Yeah.
Break the shackles.
Yeah. Play Mary Mary if you need to. Break the shackles off your feet. Yeah. Take them off your feet.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for being transparent. Where can people find you? I know folks, after they listen to this, they're going to find out about the Significance Group. They're going to want to find out about your art studio, A Reason to Play, do some organizational development. My team is working with her. I'm working with her. I know a lot of people that are getting healed or becoming healed or on their healing journey, working with you.
That's my
Where can they find you?
They can find me at, and so it's a play on the word resin, and it's a resin to play, but it's pronounced a reason. And so it's a resintoplay.com or the Significance Group, not with a T, with a C, significancegroup.com. And they can find both of those on Facebook and Instagram as well.
You heard it here. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. And join us again for another episode of Money Motivations with Meltrice. Peace.